I don't know who needs to hear this, but being a homeowner is not it. Being a homeowner does not determine your success. It's not the American dream, whatever the fuck that is. It ain't the picket fence that we've been sold all our lives, you know? It's a lie fabricated by the banks, in my opinion, to fill their pockets even more.
Yeah, your opinion is actually validated. Homeownership, I don't want to say it's a scam. We're living in a time now where when people don't fully understand something or they don't like the way something is, they want to just call it a scam. It's not a scam, especially a mortgage. If you ever been to a closing, signing all these documents, man, Jesus, you're signing so much damn documents. Do most of us read it? No, but there's a lot of information in there you should read. So to me, it's like if it's being provided to you and you just choose not to read it, or choose not to understand it, or you just in love with the house, you don't really care about the payment, it's not a scam. That's just a mistake that you made on your side when you should really be paying attention to if you could afford it, how much money it's going to cost, property taxes, insurance. Finding out all that information is really important. But I would say this, it's true what she's saying. Like this whole fascination with home ownership is is really mind-boggling. It really is. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, I own a home, but I lived in apartments as well. So I've been through both sides of this whole equation. And I grew up in a household in from 81 all the way to 99, right? When I was living with my parents. And they bought a house in the 80s, guys, for $30,000. And when they sold it in 99 for almost $300,000. So it was a huge appreciation. But my mom told me when they got the house, it was the most simplest, easiest process that was out there. It was extremely easy. Getting a house to them was like damn near getting an apartment. I never was born and raised with an apartment, right? We were born and raised in getting a house. It was extremely easy to get a house. But you cannot continue to follow the same plan everyone else was doing because the game has changed. The game has changed tremendously. A lot of these boomers are not giving up their home because they paid a very good price for their home and they have enough cash left over after after paying the mortgage and whatnot, they have enough cash left over to buy a whole bunch of stocks. They've been doing it for years. They have a pension. They have so much money in equity. A house to them is just a lifestyle, which is what it is. It's a lifestyle and it's a place where you need to live. And if you could afford it and you live way below your means because of it, then by all means, it's awesome. So I do not agree with the whole house as being a scam, but I do agree with the fact of you can't just try to put, what's the thing to say? A square, a circle and a square peg, or how the saying goes, something like that. You can't continue to force something that doesn't work for you. If it doesn't work for you, just move on, guys. Continue renting, continue saving, continue putting money in your emergency fund, continue putting money in the stock market, S&P 500 index fund. Continue doing all those things. You're not throwing money away, okay? You're not throwing the money away. You're just paying for a place to live. And to me, people that say throw rent is throwing money away. No, man, you're getting a place to live, and that's the most important part. And it's the same thing with a home. It's just a home, but it's different. You gotta pay for the repairs and everything else. It's a lot more expensive. But this whole fascination with everyone trying to get a house, calm down a bit.
Because when you're renting a house or an apartment, you're not paying escrow, you're not paying for taxes and insurance, you're not paying for HOA, which that's a fucking scam in itself.
Oh, wait, pump your brakes, girl. Pump your brakes, pump your brakes, pump your brakes. Yes, you are. Right? Yes, you are. The landlord needs to pay all of that, and they're putting that within the rent. So yeah, you might not be directly paying for it yourself. But that's okay. Your landlord is taking your rent and they're making that payment for you. So yes, you are paying for it. The only difference is when you own a home, you are well, I mean, technically you're not unless you own the house straight up, but technically you're not paying it by yourself, like directly property taxes and your homeowners insurance and things like that. That's coming from an escrow account. So it feels the same way. You're making one payment and then they're taking care of everything else. So yeah, rent, you're still paying that. Let's not think like you're not paying that. You still are.
Technically, this house that I took out a 30-year mortgage on is technically not mine. It's the bank's. If I don't pay my property taxes, if I don't pay my insurance, if I don't pay HOA, they'll put a lien on my house and buy a house. I don't think ever in our lifetime was the right time to purchase a home. Maybe back in the Lewis and Clark days, maybe in the hunter and gathering days, maybe back in the day when I could trade some rice for a piece of land, that was the time to purchase a home. That was the time. But not in this lifetime. I'm still trying to figure out what the American dream is, but it's not home ownership.
Yo, she got jokes. She got jokes, but the right time, guys, really, it's only the right time is the time that you could afford it. Simple as that. Trying to time when to buy a house, when not to buy a house, that's not how it works. Really. It's exactly when you're ready and the mortgage payment you're paying is no more than 25% of your monthly income. That will allow you to live financially free. You can enjoy life. You're not gonna have a house where it's just a burden to you. That's the thing right there. So yeah, houses right now are extremely expensive, no doubt. But you need to save up for it if you want to buy it, right? That's just the way it is. And people are still buying homes now. Let's not get it confused. There are people out there who are sitting on the sidelines, saving, putting money into emergency fund, building in order for them to get ready to just boom buy a house. Especially when these mortgage rates drop to a rate where it's a whole lot more advantageous for them to take advantage of it. But let's not act like you need to time buying a house. It's not. If the time is if the time is right only when you have the money. Plain and simple. Nothing else, nothing more. You have the money for it, you could afford it, that's the right time. And don't get me wrong, back in the days, people are saying too, like, oh, you get a house for a whole lot cheaper. Yeah, but we weren't making as much money as we are now. And yeah, the cost of living now is high too, but that's a whole different thing. That's just the times we're living in right now where it's a crazy economy. But growth overall by our wages is going to continue. Eventually, inflation will go down, and buying a home, and now, especially with people now investing, the smartest thing to do, investing, buying equity, things will work out for you on the long run. But the best time to buy a house, guys, is the time that you're ready. Plain and simple.
And the argument of equity is just like the stupidest thing in the world to me, because how much money am I really getting back? How much is my property gonna go up in 30 years? Best case scenario, you buy a house that does not need any improvements, no renovations, no customization. You love the house as is. And I'm talking, you don't have to paint the walls, you don't have to change the floors, you don't have to change the counters, you don't have to add blinds, you don't have to tint the windows, you don't have to do any of those things because you love the house as is. You don't have to add a fence. Most people take out a 30-year mortgage in order to purchase a home. In those 30 years, chances are you're going to put some money into this house to make it your own. By the time you're ready to sell that house, the equity that you get on it is probably what you've put into the house. I mean, I'm talking taxes, insurance, HOA, all of the things that go into home ownership.
Yo, I would say this. She does have a valid point. Now, first of all, you don't need to have a home for 30 years. That's a choice. You can try to pay off a house a lot quicker. But let's have that conversation, what she was saying, because it's really interesting. I thought about it as well, right? You recognize that the 30 years, all that money you put within the house and the equity you get, is it worth it? Now, one can argue, yes, it is, because the equity, and then that's a wealth builder. I get it. Yeah. But truthfully, is it? Right? I mean, let me ask you guys a question. Would you rather live in an apartment for your whole entire life, but have a feasible amount of rent, not ridiculously expensive, let's say below 20% of your monthly income, and you're able to invest and you have this big, massive portfolio, big multi-million dollar portfolio because you started investing all that time? Would you be upset, right, when you get to retirement age, or you in retirement age, say you want to retire early, you're able to retire 45, and you say, shucks, I should have bought a house the whole time, right? I should have bought a house the whole time rather than having this multi-million dollar portfolio, right? Compared to, I have a house, I'm spending all this money in a house. Yes, I might have $200,000, $300,000 of equity, but man, I could have had a whole lot more money in the market, but that's okay, because I have a house. Let's be honest, because I saw a stat somewhere recently. It says from 1995 to 2023, home, right, the percentages of home, the appreciation was 350%. The S&P 500, 1,500%. So there is also a benefit, a cost benefit, and you have to just be very responsible and really diligent on the choices you choose and things that you do. Because once you lock into a house, especially a house you can't afford, you're screwed. For the rest of your life, you're screwed. Because she's right. The painting, the remodeling, you're going to do that. Because guys, the materials that a house are built is meant to decay. The earth is like, you're coming back with me. Slowly coming back to earth. And your job as a homeowner is to put so much money within a home to reverse that, to not allow that to actually, your house to break down. So you're paying so much money to keep your house fully functional. And let's not lie about this, man. Property taxes, oh man, That I just don't understand. That I really don't understand. Now, once you pay off your house completely, the house is yours. You have to pay for all this property taxes. Or not just that, the amount of property taxes people are paying ridiculous. You're already paying federal taxes. If you live in a state that has state taxes, paying for state taxes. Then you gotta pay for property taxes. It's like taxes on top of taxes everywhere you go. That right there, to me, is where it's extremely ridiculous because that can change due to the value of your home and who knows what to how they surveying it. It's just like a mess. So that right there, property taxes, I get. Listen, guys, if you guys struggle any bit with learning good financial terms and you need some investment terms, especially with home ownership, I have a link in my bio for my stand store. It's like a template with like 100 terms. Guys, it has really good information in there. It's really cheap, $5. It's kind of funny with analogies. That way you guys could read it. You can learn more about finances. It's an easy way to just learn a lot of these terms and these things that are being said in finances because we all want to get wealthy. We all want to get rich. We don't all want to fall victim to saying we don't know, things are a scam. There's things out there, guys, and my template will certainly help you out. But anyway, let's get back to this video.
Wait, don't get me started with HOA because when I was looking for a house, I was looking for a community with HOA because I heard everywhere that that's how you keep the community clean. But when nobody is actually abiding by the HOA rules and HOA is not doing anything about it, then your value of your home decreases because fulana doesn't want to cut her grass. An HOA that you pay for quarterly or monthly or whatever is not doing anything about it. So yeah, maybe you have an upstairs neighbor that has like 6 kids running around at all hours of the day. Maybe you would like to play your music a couple decibels higher. Maybe you want a backyard. But the issues do not stop once you are a homeowner. They're very similar, just in a different way. When you have complaints about your upstairs neighbor, downstairs neighbor in an apartment when you're renting, you can take it up with the landlord, you can take it up with the front desk, or you can be confrontational with your neighbor if you want. You have choices. When you're a homeowner, you have to, take it upon yourself because let me tell you, HOA ain't gonna do shit about it. And yeah, the whole backyard thing. I have a backyard. I still can't let my dog run around loose because I have to purchase a fence, a $7,000, $9,000 fence.
Yo, I feel her, and she's definitely Cuban. When she said fulana, that's Cuban right there. I know my Cuban people, but she's right. She's right. Home ownership is a huge responsibility, man. It's really not for the weak. You cannot just go get a house, put 3% down. That's all you got. All you have, all your savings to a house, and you move in. Man, trust me. My situation now with my house is she's right about $7,000 for a fence. I have a fence that's a wooden fence. I don't know why. I would never get a wooden fence. It's like breaking a bit. The estimation, $7,000, and I have to get it done because I have a pool. So you need to have a pool. You need to have a fence around a pool. So that's $7,000. There's like the AC unit is going to go out eventually. I know that. I gotta have money aside for that. That's like $7,000 to like $6,000. My garage door stopped working. I had to buy a whole new garage door when I bought the house. It was an old wooden garage door. Wasn't good. It came with the house for like 1980. I bought that. I bought another one. That was like, I think $2,500, $3,000 for a new garage door. Just the door, not the motor. There's so many things that pop up. My chimney has a crack. My deck, it's just so many deck. Okay, guys, I said deck. It's so many things that are out there that I need to take care of. And man, my wife is just like, gotta get this, gotta get this, gotta get this. And I was like, it's nothing but money and money and money. And don't get me wrong, living in an apartment, it was easy, man. Just called my landlord, took care of it. That was it. But I love my house. And that's the thing. I love my house. So I understand why home ownership is important for so many people because I have a family. I'm building my roots here. But let's be very honest, man. It's not that big of a deal, right? It's not that big of a deal as far as rushing to get home ownership. It's a huge responsibility. And it's okay to say you don't want the responsibility. Yes, people are going to tell you, you're throwing money away. Blah, 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 blah. Who cares, man? It's your life. You do what it is that you want to do. Don't fall trap to just getting into a home, guys, because, you get into a house. It's pretty easy, I should say, getting into a house. Now, selling it, you got to pay the seller's costs. You're going to lose a lot of money, and you're going to live paycheck to paycheck, struggling all the time. It's really not worth it. It really isn't. Well, guys, drop a comment down below and let me know what you think about home ownership. And at the same time, if you own a home now, how do you feel about it? I would love to hear about it. And if you rent, are you happy renting? Is rent getting ridiculous for you guys? I'm pretty sure it's getting really high. But do you guys really enjoy renting because you have that flexibility? I would love to know. And at the same time, guys, hit the like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Peace.